I'm just going to say hi, you guys. Welcome. Or this isn't Coffee with Karen. I just got done doing Coffee with Karen. And so now we're going over, this is Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. We're going over the energy for this week, starting yesterday, September 14th through the 20th. Okay. So I have some predictions of things that may happen this week based on the astrology of this coming week, events of the last week. Okay, so it pulls in energy from last week, also things that are still trending from last week. Okay, as well as new pendulum messages that I received from the Lead Team Collective, our spirit guides. Okay. All right. So that's what it's all based on. Okay. Are you ready? And yes, I've written a report with ChatGPT. I call her Mabel. And she has written, she's pulled these together based on my instructions. Okay. Find your happy place. Click. Okay. Why don't we start with the pendulum messages for this week? Let's do that. And then we'll look over the astrology and the collective energy from last week of things that happened and see how it all might tie together. So what happens in this report is I then get, let's see, I have how many predictions? We have 5 predictions for this week. Okay. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to start having, it's interesting as I'm doing this because I keep like refining it to make it more interesting and more effective for us. But I want to be able, when we do a look back, I want Mabel to say, I want her to look back at the predictions, okay, to see how accurate they were. Look back. So we've already done a look back for last week, and I don't think that's in there. So look back at predictions. I'll make sure we do that each week. So I'm going to try to, as long as this continues to be interesting, for me, mostly, to be honest. I can only talk about stuff I'm interested in. Otherwise, then I feel like a factory, just boom, 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 cranking out stuff that I'm not that interested in talking about. So but anyways, yeah, we'll do a look back at the predictions each week on Sundays to see, how accurate are the predictions now for this week. That'll be interesting. Okay, so the pendulum messages. So I asked the Lead Team Collective, which is made up of all of our spirit guides, on this pendulum, okay, they can spell things out for me, okay? So I say the prayer first and then make sure I'm talking to the right high energy. Okay. And so this is the first message this was interesting. I actually struggled with this for a second, but then I needed clarification. Wait for Jesus to arrive. And I'll tell you why I struggled with that. Wait for Jesus to arrive. So my immediate question to them, I picked up the dowsing rods then, in case you're new. I use these to have some communication. So I picked up the dowsing rods to see, are we talking about like Jesus in the literal sense, like the coming of, the arrival of Jesus, whatever people say, the Messiah, whatever. Like, are we talking about that based on what religion believes? And they said no. And I said, phew. That is something, that's in me. I got to deal with some of that I got to do some clearing still. I'm not too fond of any religious group at this point, to be honest, because of just even what we're seeing now with the hypocrisy and Trump using the word God. Yeah, it's getting, that feeling of mine is getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and I'm getting more pissed off about religion. That's me. That doesn't mean that's accurate. It's just because I've obviously had some past lives, probably persecuted for not having a religion, being a spiritual person, a light worker, right? So Anyway, so those are things I have to deal with, but I'm getting more pissed off about it. I can feel myself. I'm getting more intolerant of using, honestly, even when Kirk's wife did that, did her whatever she was doing and the way she was talking about, then she starts talking about revenge and shit, you know? So, like, I literally, there was not much love in her face. I'll tell you that. So, anyways, she's on her own journey. She's on her own journey. And letting her be on her own journey, right? Just like you're letting me be on my own journey right now of having distaste, which some of you may feel very comfortable going to a church. And, that's very spiritual for you. And that's awesome. I'm not even judging you. I'm saying like it's in me, So anyways, they spelled this out, Christlike energy. So wait for Jesus to arrive. What they mean by that is wait for the Christ-like energy to arrive, which is awesome. I absolutely love everything Jesus stood for, which is not what Trump stands for. That's why I have such an issue. That's not what the Christian nationalists who are trying to control and manipulate, and maybe even the Mormons and whoever, the people in power, because they're doing it for the money, they're not acting like Christ did. Christ, when Jesus was on earth, if this is true, when Jesus was on earth, he interacted with the most vulnerable of us. That's who he spent time with. And then these people sit and tout like as if they know what the hell they're doing. Christ-like. Did you guys hear what the guy from Fox News, Brian? Hello, Brian. Did you hear what? Okay, I'm getting a little nasty now. Sorry. I did do some journaling today to release some things, but oh my gosh, he should be so fired. Did you guys see? I heard it come out of his mouth. He literally said that homeless people should be involuntarily lethally injected. Kill them all. That's exactly what he said. Almost quoted. He just said it. He was sitting on the couch and they just went on. They just went on continuing to talk. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? All right, this is going to be a long video with me. Christ-like energy. The next message was go inside. Go inside. And the third message, let me hold that up really close. Trump's about to leave. You see that? Take a picture. You can take a picture of the whole thing. Trump's about to leave. What? They spelled that out for me. Okay. All right. Let's go through this. Let's see. Okay. So predictions based on, again, the astrology, events currently going on, and the pendulum messages. Okay. Number 1, Trump's unraveling and allies step back. Okay, so that's sort of predicted for this week. His comments become more erratic, believe it or not, and allies start hedging support, pulling it back. Okay. More Americans see his instability clearly. That's awesome. Distraction from Project 2025 moves. I don't know what that means. Hidden agenda. It's under hidden agenda. Distraction from Project 2025 moves. Okay. So Project 2025 is still moving behind the scenes, and all of this is distraction. So this is still moving behind the scenes. I think that's important for us to be aware of, especially at the local level again. Watch at your local level. If you're in a community, whatever community you live in, if it's a bigger community, smaller community, start looking at the local level. make sure they're not implementing Project 2025 at that level. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So inner healing reflection regarding Trump's unraveling is, where am I reacting to chaos instead of grounding in truth? Again, this whole thing's going out on email tomorrow, so you'll be able to use these. So where am I reacting to chaos instead of grounding in truth? Okay. And obviously the pendulum insights for this month, or for this week, Trump's about to leave, and losing their grip was from last week. So the pendulum messages get pulled in for this whole month. Okay. All right. For this week, prediction number 2, political fog and the call to go inside. Okay. Leaders and institutions give mixed, unclear messages. So that's going to be continuing. Okay. What it could mean is confusion around politics, law, or diplomacy. Misdirection is possible. So I have heard from other as if I am one, no, from astrologers and some mediums that we are going into more chaos over the next 2 weeks. Okay. But that it should start to calm down then in the coming. Okay. Well, just think, if Trump does leave, can you imagine? We could see why we might have a lot more chaos. Okay, well, we'll be right here talking about it. Okay, we'll be right here talking about it and processing together. All right, hidden agenda surrounding the political fog and the call to go inside. Some try to slip hidden deals through while everyone feels foggy. So it is really kind of important that we clear up this confusion and the chaos and confusion we're feeling inside, so we don't feel foggy, because then people can't get stuff past us. Okay, so that we're not just reacting. I mean, you see me when I bring up a topic, I'm like, I just get like, so I got to keep processing that. That's why I want to do the oracle cards with you this week. Okay, so we can keep processing. It's about processing this stuff. Okay, so we probably will see some contradictory politics, obviously, continuing. So just be prepared for that. Okay, I don't think that's a surprise. We're just wondering when it's going to end. So inner healing reflection. What story am I clinging to that isn't real? What story are you clinging to that isn't real? If you're feeling unsafe right now, are you really unsafe? Like, currently in your present, are you unsafe? If you're not, then you're clinging to a story. Okay, so that's just something to look at. Okay, number 3 for this week, economic shivers and recalibration. Let's see what that means. Okay, optimism runs too hot early in the week. Now, this is economics. Okay, corrections may follow. So market wobble or sudden dips, insiders protect themselves first. Okay, that's how the market works. They'll start pulling out, and then, now I'm not saying it, this is not financial advice whatsoever. Don't take it as that. Okay, but keep in mind, we'll look back and see, did this happen? Okay. Remember, timelines can shift and all that kind of stuff, but it's something to be aware of. Everybody is really aware of this right now. If you've not been aware of this, if you're in the market and you're not aware, first of all, my financial advice, and I will give it to you. No, I won't give you advice. I will tell you what we're doing is we are not fully in. You need to protect, you need to hedge, you need to protect yourself. Don't be fully into something unless you're willing to take a huge drop for a long period of time, unless you have a long horizon in front of you. Okay. Hidden agenda around economic shivers and recalibration is stay calm, in quotes. Messaging hides that elites are hedging. Okay, so the elites want to get out first, because they don't have enough. They just don't have enough. you know? Okay, so fits theme. So this fits the theme of fragile global money flow. Okay, so people are talking about still the carry trade from Japan hasn't unraveled fully. That tried to unravel a year ago, August. So I think there's more to come with that, possibly. All right, inner healing. Where am I overextending myself? What wants balance? So that would be a good question to ask. And a pendulum insight regarding this prediction, the economic prediction, is the pendulum insight from this month is you will be just fine. Okay, that was pulled into this in this particular area. Okay, number 4, Christ-like energy is rising. I love that. Now, if this is where I love that, I love that. What I have a problem with if it said Jesus is rising. I don't know why, like that just, it feels like indoctrination to me, but Christ-like energy is rising, okay? The public craves leaders who embody kindness, compassion, and justice. Yes. Yes. I am to a point where personally I want to see leaders who will see the both sides of everything, not even sides, but understand kindness, compassion, and justice, will listen to every one of their constituents. Let's not label each other anymore. Let's stop labeling each other, right? So I love that. The public craves leaders who embody kindness, compassion, and justice. Those are the leaders we need. Nobody can argue with that. Every religion expects kindness, compassion, and justice, right? The only ones who don't are these narcissistic power grab people. That's really what's happening. And they're using religion to manipulate us, is what they're doing. So what it means, so Christ-like energy rising, grassroots voices of heart-centered leadership grow stronger. Amazing. Grassroots voices of heart-centered leadership grow stronger. I mean, I'm doing that right now. You're probably doing it right now in the people you're talking to. So grassroots voices, that's us. That's us. Of heart-centered leadership grow stronger. Okay. A hidden agenda around this area might be fear-based systems weaken when compassion spreads. That's cool. Okay. I do have what's called a continuity thread. Sometimes I read it and sometimes I don't. It's continuity from the past, like last week, the week before. This one says expands divine feminine rising cycle. Cooperation over domination. Yeah, I think that's that word domination. That is a good word to focus on as what might be causing some internal, cooperation. I can feel myself just deflate when I use the words cooperation, kindness, compassion, justice, right? And I think most people, unless they're narcissistic a-holes, can get around those words. All of us. That's why we don't need right and left anymore. No. But it's the religion indoctrination that people are so like, my religion is the best. No, your religion. This is what's caused wars and wars and wars, right? It's all about that. Okay, inner healing about the Christ-like energy rising. How can I embody compassion in small daily actions? Like, what do you have control over? So the pendulum insight here is obviously wait for Jesus to arrive, not literal, but Christ-like energy. And the last prediction for this week, which is funny that it's considered a prediction, but it made sense with the astrology and the pendulum. Okay. Laughter as resistance. Satire and humor go viral, cutting through heaviness. Okay. That will be amazing. Authoritarian figures are mocked. People reclaim joy. Okay, so you might look for that this week. Laughter diffuses control tactics. Humor continues as a grassroots resistance tool. I'm telling you, the memes are funny. I mean, I haven't seen anybody talking about Newsom's memes recently, like in the last couple days. So that was healing. That was healing. It's okay. Laughter is really a good thing. And, if we have to mock, which, is not very kind, but it's better than being angry about it, and do people who are trying to manipulate us and control and dominate us deserve to be mocked a little bit? Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's my 5-year-old coming out, but if that's how we can deal with them, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the inner healing reflection. When was the last time I let myself laugh freely? Okay, it's been a couple days for me. I'm going to watch something funny when I hang up here. When was the last time I let myself laugh freely? A pendulum message for this month, you might not have remembered it, was laugh often. That was a message they spelled out. Laugh often. Okay? So they're reminding us that that's a good thing. Okay, so silver linings and healing catalysts for this week. Trump's chaos will equal more people waking up. So that's really positive. Market corrections is a reminder to live simply and value your essentials. Confusion is an opportunity to practice discernment. Christlike energy, rising antidote to fear. Love it. And humor is a medicine that heals and strengthens. Okay, so we'll look back at feelings for next time. But what crystals did they suggest for this week? Where are my crystal suggestions? Here we go. Smoky quartz anchors your energy, absorbs fear. I have one by my bed, actually, a little piece of smoky quartz. And blue lace agate supports heart-centered, Christ-like communication. I don't know if I have any blue lace agate. I got to go look for that. So, all right, you guys, I hope you found this helpful. And I can't wait to hear what you think. What are you working on? What is one emotion that you've had recently that you can share with the community? Be vulnerable, be open about it. And how are you processing that? How can you process it? What's one idea of what are you going to do? What are you going to do to process that feeling so that we're not just sitting? Or maybe you've already done it, and what did you discover? Did you discover something in your past, in this lifetime, that made you go, oh, I still have some healing to do? Did you come up with something from a previous lifetime? Is it something currently going on in your life? That kind of thing. That'd be amazing if you would share that, because I love when we have a collective sharing, like something we're all sharing one thing. I was doing that a couple weeks ago and you guys were adding stuff. It was amazing. Now I can't remember what I was asking you to share. I can't remember. There was a point where I was doing that and I was like, it was amazing. I think it was like one thing, I don't know, one thing you can let go of control, or one thing so what could I ask you to do? Okay, well, I kind of just did, didn't I? Okay, well, let's stick with that. Let's stick with what's something you've been feeling, and what do you want to let go of? What do you want to process so that you can become more neutral in that area, so you can be more even in that area? So just curious. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.